This forest gives me the creeps, guys. Legend says it's haunted. Did you hear that? What was that? Probably just the wind. Show yourself. Who are you? I told you this place was haunted. Haunted? Oh, you have no idea.
Let's get geared up.
As a witch, you draw your power from a mysterious patron, channeling esoteric energy from a being you might not completely understand or desire to understand. At level 1, you choose your patron's theme. You can be aware of who your patron is, but most likely you're simply a pawn in their cosmic plan, so you only know the general vibe of your patron. Your patron determines your spell tradition and gives you an additional skill, cantrip, and spell. You might be asking, why would anyone exchange their soul for a couple of spells? If mastery over magic isn't a selling point for you, your patron also gives you a pet. A familiar is not only cute and cuddly, it's the physical embodiment of your connection to your patron, transferring their teachings to you. Think of it like a spellbook. Your familiar knows a number of spells, and every time you gain a level, they gain 2 new spells, but they can also learn spells you find in your adventures. If your familiar meets an unfortunate end, your patron sends a new one next morning, with all the spells and skills of the previous one. Since your familiar is a cosmic entity from a plane beyond this reality, it has an additional familiar ability, starting with 3. They also gain a new skill at level 6, 12, and 18, and if you're playing the remastered witch, which you should, you get another skill based on your patron too. Speaking of spells, your new pet shares the spells they know with you. You can prepare a number of spells equal to your spell slots. On top of gaining magical power from an interdimensional entity and your weird dog, you also learn hexes. Hexes work like focus spells. You can cast a hex by spending a focus point. You start with 1 point, and you gain more with feats. You immediately learn Face Familiar or Patron's Puppet to keep your doggo safe, and your patron teaches you more as you grow stronger. As you level up, you can learn lessons from your patron. These lessons grant you a spell and a hex. Lessons come in 3 types: basic, greater, and major. You can get each through a corresponding feat or other effects. When you select your patron, they grant you their first lesson. With this lesson, you get a new cantrip and your familiar gets an ability. The remastered witch also gets a special power through their familiar. When you cast a hex, your familiar can use this power. Your patron could be of celestial origin, an angel or a god working covertly, hiding their true identity. Your fervent faith brings you closer to them and strengthens your connection. Or they might be pretending to be divine in nature, using you to unknown ends. The Faith's Flamekeeper grants you divine spells. When you cast a hex, your familiar can grant temporary hit points to a creature close to them. Your patron could instead be interested in knowledge, and you are a scholar sent to research for them. A powerful mage or a being of order, you are unsure. The nature of their research is still unknown to you, but you will gather as much information as you can, for that is their will. The Inscribed One grants you arcane spells. When you cast a hex, your familiar distracts your enemies, flanking them as if they were able to attack. Your patron might communicate through powerful feelings: envy, anguish, desire. A lower-ranked entity climbing up the ladder, or a failed ruler plotting the revenge. The Resentment grants you occult spells. When you cast a hex, your familiar curses a creature close to them, extending the duration of an effect they are afflicted with. Or maybe your patron appears in the thick of a storm, snow blowing in every direction, and your lungs filled with nothing but cold air. The Silence of Snow gives you primal spells. When you cast a hex, your familiar can create a sheet of ice around them, turning the area into difficult terrain. Your patron could be intimately familiar with destiny, and your part in their grand design is just one thread in the larger tapestry of fate. Your patron could be a herald of a god of death, or a god themselves. The Spinner of Fates grants you occult spells. When you cast a hex, you can grant an ally a small bonus or a penalty to an opponent. Or your patron comes from outside this plane of existence, an entity from realms so distant and ancient. Their form, cosmic and haunting, is incomprehensible to your mortal mind. The Starless Shadow grants you occult spells. When you cast a hex and your familiar is hidden, you can frighten a creature. Perhaps Your patron not only is native to this plane, but they act to preserve it, safeguarding nature and protecting the wilderness, speaking with the rustling leaves and the cry of the wild. The Wildering Steward grants you primal spells. When you cast a hex, your familiar gains additional senses, perceiving through ground, air, or scent. Through core progression, you get some increases to your proficiencies, but regardless of their patron, a witch grows stronger through feats and their spells. Here are a few sample builds. Focus on intelligence to empower your spells and hexes. Dexterity and constitution help you stay in the fight longer. But keep in mind, your familiar is not as strong as you are. And then I told him, I don't even know her. Well said, Whiskers. Always so eloquent. Who would have thought? A simple tea party in the heart of the Enchanted Woods. I must admit, Witch, you steam a good ham. Well, it was lovely having you over. Come back whenever you want. And as of you, dear viewer, there is so much more for us to do. I'm not done with you yet.